Hello, I have been absent from social media, from this group for a while now. Um, just learning, always learning about myself. And when there's big life changes, it my nervous system needs more time on the other side of those. And I'm guessing I'm not the only one. It's just some of us really push through in those moments and then we feel utterly exhausted. And I'll be sharing more about this next month when I go more into somatics. But there's just been a lot going on in my life. And so I just want to give like a little life update because I always think it's relevant. And sometimes we need to be reminded that how we feel is okay. I work with so many people that have been spending most of their life in survival due to chaotic childhoods and unfortunately growing up with family members that just didn't know how to attune to their more sensitive nature, and that was certainly the case for me. And it's hard because when I feel that decompression, we just moved, we just bought a house in Florida, and grief started coming up again. I just went back to Iowa for my little brother's wedding. More grief came up. It was just like that loss of what I had in Iowa, and also that safety net, whereas here everything is still new. And just the whole process of moving, like it's like so go go go, and then there's that inevitable crash that happens after we do that. And I think as people that are in survival more and putting pressure on ourselves, as I certainly have done a lot of in my life, it's really hard to give yourself time to rest, right? It's like you just don't want to do it. You don't want to rest. You want to be having that energy to get the things done. And we have to remember that there are seasons of life. There's a season of life where we are more go, go, go and getting things done. And there's seasons of life, sometimes don't have to be like a long period. For some of us, we need a little bit longer, but could just be a month, of like a short decompression or a healing or a recalibration. And the times we're in right now are just so chaotic. And so just really working on like embracing where we are versus trying to fight against the natural rhythm that your body wants to go into is such a huge piece in healing these survival tendencies. And I can report it's extremely challenging because when you are used to being that person that has the energy and is doing the things, it feels like death when that goes away. So this is just a little reminder for that, just to check in with what season of life you're in. And to me, my body always lets me know. Like that's my indicator. If my body is telling me to slow down, that's my indicator of what I personally need in my life. And right now it's to just take that pause, that sacred pause, and give myself that time. But I also wanted to hop on because I do have, as a lot of you know, I've been doing the Lightworker Academy this year, and we broke it up into 4 different programs. 4? Yeah, 4. So we're launching now the 3rd part of the Lightworker Academy program, and that is the Pure Light Energy Healing and Quantum Manifesting 3-month course. Oh, let's let the cat out really quick. And so that course is starting next month. And I'm very excited about it coming because I have been working on creating a modality. So this modality is combining several different modalities together, and really is a powerful way to move through stuck issues, things keeping us from playing bigger in our life. And it's called Light Recoding. So in this 3-month program, you're going to learn first the Pure Light Energy Healing, which is based on Theta Healing, something my teacher taught me. It's not a true Theta Healing class, but it is clearing blocks that are in the subconscious. So we're going to deeply understand our subconscious mind, clear those blocks, because in my world there's 3 main things that are keeping us stuck, having chronic issues in our life, whether that's a chronic issue, like constantly worrying about your finances, whether that's chronically having bad relationships or wanting to meet your partner and not being able to, whether that's a chronic health issue or even just a chronic tightness in your back that you've had for many years, and you're like, oh, it doesn't happen all the time, it comes and goes, and you don't think much of it, or a chronic health issue like autoimmune or whatever, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. If there's anything chronic going on in your life, there are 3 main things we have to check to get to the root cause in my world. And number 1, is my nervous system dysregulated? And learning how to re-regulate ourselves. So if you've had childhood trauma, if you grew up with a narcissist or an addict or any of those kinds of things, then we don't have the skills, we didn't learn the skills to attune to ourselves, to regulate our nervous systems, and so that's a piece. Second piece is, do I have trapped emotions in my body causing that issue, or in my energy field causing that issue to show up repeatedly? That's the program we're in right now, the EFT program, and energy meridian theory. And then the third is, do I have subconscious blocks, subconscious stories that are stuck in my subconscious? My subconscious got programmed in a certain way to keep me safe. So this subconscious block gets in the way and is affecting my ability to have the things that I want in my life. It's called subconscious because we're unconscious of it. Consciously, we know we deserve. Consciously, we know that we're good enough. Consciously, we know that we can attract abundance, or we can attract the partner, or we can heal the health issue. Subconsciously, we don't. Subconsciously, there is something in there that's blocking that from being made manifest. And so you are going to learn how to clear blocks in the subconscious, kind of like, think of like a garden hose, and the water is flowing smoothly through it, but then if you put a kink in the garden hose, now the water's trickling out. Those kinks in our garden hose are like the traumas, the stress experiences, the things that happen to us in our life that create these little kinks throughout our garden hose that block the flow, our flow of our pure source energy that we are 100% tapped into. But that water, that flow gets blocked when there's those kinks in your garden hose. So through the Pure Light Energy Healing, we go in and we unkink those blocks. And then learning Light Recoding, my brand new technique that is the combination of several different techniques I've learned over the past couple of years. It's extremely powerful. It's brand new. I'm just starting to, you're literally the second people I've told about it. I already told the Lightworker Academy people about it, but it's brand new. It's something I'm creating. It's already been created, but I'm tweaking it to give you something quick that you can take yourself through to release the triggers, the traumas that come up as they come up in real time. And if you're open to it and want to, you're going to be able to learn how to do that for other people. It's an extremely powerful technique. And then the last part of that 3-month program is the quantum manifesting. Because here's the thing, we all know about manifesting, but you can't manifest what you want until the subconscious has been clear. I wish I had my, maybe I have it in here. I have a paper that I made. Oh, I do have it. So we can't necessarily manifest what it is we want, or we'd all have it, right? Like if we all consciously, rationally, I'm pointing here because this is where we trip ourselves up. This prefrontal cortex that we as humans have been gifted with, different from our animal counterparts, it trips us up because we're like, well, yeah, I know that I'm deserving of this. Yes, I know I can attract abundance. It's coming. I see it. And yet it's not there because there is some sort of subconscious block between you and that thing. Something got created in the way of that. And so this is kind of we call this your stuck belief system. You can kind of see this. So this is you in the middle. This is you. It's pure consciousness. Oops, wrong way. Pure consciousness, that's you. And then around between you and what we want, right? Your outer world, what you're attracting, between you and the outer world is this realm. And this realm includes the subconscious mind, which includes limiting beliefs, traumas that have happened, stress responses, so getting stuck in more of a flight, living in that survival mode because that's how your brain and your nervous system were wired. We get stuck in here. False identities that get created out of protection, growing up like I did in, with a narcissist and an alcoholic, and we create these false identities like I need to please these people in order to stay safe. It's all out of survival. All of that stuff gets created, and then we live that way, and then we have anxiety or depression or both, and then we're people pleasing and we're doing all these things and we're working so hard to change all of that. We know all the skills and the tools, and yet it remains, and it's because it's here in the subconscious. We have filters, we have ancestral entanglements, we have trapped emotions, and then we also have stories. All of that stuff in that middle circle is what gets filtered. Your pure energy, your pure light energy has to be filtered through these pieces. And so then when we go into the outer world and we're like, okay, I want to manifest more money. I want to manifest my soulmate. I want to manifest better health. We're sending those signals out, but through a place of, I don't want to say murkiness, but through the filters of the subconscious with all this stuff inside of it. So it sounds like a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be. And through the light recoding process and the pure light energy healing, we learn how, and then learning the tools, so learning, having the abilities to, so the light recoding and the pure light energy healing gives you the skills to be able to clear any of the muck that comes up through your day-to-day life, so that then that filter starts breaking open and there's more space for that pure energy, which is you, to go through and directly manifest what it is you want. And then we're learning quantum manifesting tools on top of it so that things can start coming in much more quickly. And so then we get into more of an aligned belief system. So the stuck belief system is this, right? It's all the filters that we don't want, the false identities, the limiting beliefs. The aligned belief system is having a belief in yourself that's unwavering, and showing yourself evidence of that, having those beliefs that support growth, because again, everything that we send out, we receive back. Our life is the mirror of our thoughts. The problem with that is we don't understand. Again, rationally, I'm like, yes, I deserve this. Yes, I am abundant. But when it's not showing up in my life, it's because there's something lurking in the shadows that we haven't yet released. We haven't yet processed through using the tools I'm going to teach you. And we're not aware of it. We're not aware of what's there. That's why it's the subconscious, the unconscious, right? So our thoughts create our reality. So when we start clearing out this stuff and we're putting in positive beliefs from a place of visceral knowing and embodiment versus like, I am enough, look, I am enough. Your subconscious doesn't believe that crap. You can sit there and positive affirmation yourself all day long. Your subconscious doesn't believe it. If there's this stuff in the way that says it's not safe, if your nervous system is sending signals like it's not safe. So that's why I recommend doing the longer version of my Lightworker Academy, because we're going through all of these processes to help those 3 layers, the nervous system layer, the trapped emotion layer, and the subconscious layer. But you can join me just for this 3-month program where we're going to go deep into the subconscious layer to clear that, so that again, we can get into really believing in ourselves, not just a fake, like, of course I believe in myself, but my subconscious has all this shit in the background running. True belief in self, truly believing what is possible for you, feeling it viscerally in your body, and having self-concepts that are aligned with truth, with a capital T, truth, your truth, but truth in the universal truth. And then we've released those ancestral entanglements, which are very unconscious, that are keeping us tethered to some of these old programs like people pleasing. Some of the stuff you've seen pass through the generations in your family line. I know anxiety was a huge one passed in my generational line. So much so that my grandma, whose maiden name is Bird, would just say, oh, it's the bird's nerves. So it was a thing that even she unconsciously knew and would talk about. So we are going to go deep into those processes using the light recoding and the pure light energy healing, and then how to quantum manifest so we actually are attracting what we want in our life. That is what is coming up starting in September. It's there's payment options. You can do as much as a 12-month payment option if that's something that's needed. And it's absolutely life-changing, powerful. And I'm really excited to, I've already taught the pure light energy healing in the past many times. And people, say that alone is worth everything, because you learn how to muscle test for all of the stuff that could be in your subconscious, and then you have tools to release it. But the light recoding is just going to take it a step further. And then the quantum manifesting is just going to be the icing on the cake that really allows you to understand how you can quantum manifest, meaning manifest what you want much more quickly. That's a quantum jumping, like manifest, getting into the timeline where you have the things that you're desiring, where the things in your heart that have been there, that you want and you felt are possible for you, but you just can't seem to get there. That's this course. So if this is of interest to you, please reach out to me. We are closing registration pretty early on in September, but there's still plenty of time to join. And not only do you learn that you can do this for your own personal growth, of course, and to help your family, but you're also going to learn how to do this for other people. So this could become an additional tool if you're already a healer or a coach. This can be an additional tool that you can use to help people move through traumas and triggers, and also If you're brand new to coaching and healing, but you're open, you're like, hey, I've been wanting to learn a tool that really helps other people. You're not going to learn just one, you learn two, plus quantum manifesting. So technically three tools just in this program alone. So it is on sale. You save $200 if you register by September 2nd. So I would love to have you join me in the Lightworker Academy. You can also sign up for the whole 10-month program, and we would start with the energy work in this part. So it's life-changing. It's gonna absolutely shift everything for you in your life. But not only that, you have the ability to help other people with this too, and move through all that stuff that's keeping you stuck in this stuck belief system, or we could call it the shitty belief system, right? Where it's like all this stuff that we learned and picked up in childhood, that half of it isn't even ours. And most of it isn't even ours. Most of it is stuff we created as safety mechanisms to try to keep us alive and survive childhood. I know that sounds really kind of alarming, but it's actually very true. Like your coping mechanisms, that's all stuff you picked up to survive childhood. And I'm coming to terms with the fact, of just like, it's very hard to come to the terms with the fact of like, how intense my own childhood was and how scared I must have been as a little girl. I don't remember a lot of that, but just how scary that must have been to not have supportive people around me. I had extended family that was very supportive, but I wasn't with them all the time. And so it was just me and this chaotic person. And how scary that must have been, right? It's coming to terms with that and to understand, like, it's, there's reasons why I sometimes have to take periods of time away from social media where I need a little extra time to come down from stress and heal my body, because we have been through so much. And I know a lot of you here have as well. And it's very hard to look at that and admit that maybe some of the people we grew up with didn't do a great job. That's really hard for people to look at and admit. And you don't need to stay there, but what we want to do is understand why this got developed, why this shitty stuck belief system got developed, and then do the work to move out of it, okay? And that's what we're going to be doing in this program. It's not going to be doom and gloom. If you know me, all the work I do from a place of lightness. I believe healing actually can be fun. It is hard sometimes, but I myself have I wouldn't ask anybody to do anything I haven't done. And so I hold a powerful space for people. I have roots in both the psychological world, deeply understanding somatics, your nervous system, your subconscious mind, and the spiritual world, being deeply connected to what I call spirit, my guides, my angels, even connecting to your guides, your ancestors, and I'm able to hold a really powerful space of deep healing for people. And when people come into my world, when you're in my world, you're family and you're taken care of and you're seen and you matter. You're not just like, I've taken these programs with people before where there's like hundreds and hundreds of people and it's just like, you're a nobody. If you show up or don't show up, nobody knows, right? In my world, you matter. In my world, I know who you are. And that is something that's deeply healing for our nervous systems, especially when we grew up in places where we maybe felt like we didn't matter. We weren't acknowledged. We weren't seen and understood. And so I want you to feel the power that is available, the tools that are available right here, right now, in this program, and what's available for you and what you're going to have the ability to do when you're done, right? Which is, you'll have tools at your fingertips that you can use very quickly to process things that come up for you and other people, and start making a living doing this, right? We need more people knowing this work and sharing it, being the light worker, because this world is very chaotic right now, and it's getting very messy because a lot of stress and chaos has to come up before the peace can be available on the planet. So all of that to be said, I'm really, really excited for this program to start, and I would love to talk with you more if you are curious about it. Again, there's payment plans available. You save $200 if you register before September 2nd, and we would love to see you in this program. So leave me a comment below or send me a private message if you want to learn more. Thank you so much for being here.